Like those who follow Jesus, you ever get questions on why do you follow this God? Like, why Jesus? Like, how in the world do you believe that, God came in the flesh? And, you think about, like when you're asked, like say you have Muslim friends and they ask you how in the world you can believe that God could come as a human, or you have, maybe atheist friends and they just don't believe in God and they just don't know how you can believe in this whole fairy tale of religion or faith or whatever you want to call it. And, I was just thinking about it, and, I was thinking about the fact that our God is so big that, there is nothing that you did or ever could do that would be too big, to wash away that sin. And so, I think of Jesus coming in the form of man, putting on human flesh to dwell among us, and we ask ourselves why? Like, why did Jesus do that? Well, because our hearts are so dang evil, hence why you see the sin problem that you see. I mean, look around. Look at the violence right now, and always, since the beginning of time. Look at the greed. Look at the hate. Look at the lust. Look at addiction. The blaspheming. You just go fill in the blanks there. And the issue is we as human beings, we just can't get it right. Just look at history. We're terrible. It's crazy. We never have. We never will. We never will get it right. So what we do is we try in our own effort to clean up our act. You think about works-based faith, and think about any. I'll be honest. I'm not even going to go there because I know I don't want to offend people. But you get it. There are faith, there are sects even of Christianity that are works-based. There are religions that are works-based. It's if I pray hard enough, if I read enough self-help books, if I discipline myself, if I go to church, if I give enough, if I serve enough, if I do enough, if I'm good enough, then maybe, just maybe, I'll be good enough for Jesus or for God or for whoever you're worshiping. Think about this. All the religions, all the gods, or at least the ones that believe there is some sort of afterlife. It's all about working your way into right standing. And if you do enough, you pray enough, you just might be ushered into eternal life. Really think about this. Is there anything that you can do? Does that feel like freedom to you? To me, I just feel that's stressful to spend my entire life on this earth wondering if I'm in right standing with God. Can you imagine having to wait until you get to the gates and you got to say God's going to put the good and the bad, he's going to weigh it, and whatever outweighs the other, that's your fate. What? Like that isn't, for me, I'm very logical and that doesn't make sense to me. But honestly, does any of that really change your heart? Because I think that's the key. Think about this. You do all those things, and does your heart ever change? No, you just work and hope that, maybe I'm going to do enough to get in, but you don't really experience heart change, which heart change is what brings freedom. So essentially you're, as Jesus mentioned, you're cleaning up the outside of the cup just to leave the inside dirty. So yes, you look good on the outside, but your inside is just dark and evil. And this is, honestly, this is what is wrong with humanity. If you think about it, this is why we have the world that we have. This is why we have the issues that you see right now, the racism and, just the evil that's running rampant. So here's the answer. Enter Jesus. He came. God stepped out of heaven. He put on flesh. Why? Because of what I said. We are absolutely wretched. Our hearts need to be worked on. Essentially, we need new hearts. We need the surgeon of surgeons to come and perform heart surgery. Completely, like I need a heart transplant. What do you think Jesus meant when he said you must be born again? I know that there's a lot spiritually that we can, add to that. But I truly believe in my heart of hearts, what Jesus was saying is, for you to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be reborn. I think he's saying you need a new heart. Because that heart that you got in your chest right now, it ain't going to work. It's a heart of stone. It's dark. It's wretched. Let me put a heart of, Jeremiah, I think, speaks of, let me take your heart of stone and put it in that heart of flesh. That's why Jesus came. He came to give us that heart of flesh. So he came, and the thing that I love about Jesus is he came first as the leader of all leaders. And he showed us. He showed us by his example. Man, that's what leaders do, man. They step in the gap and they show their people what's up. He came and he showed us. Then he gave us the way. The way, the truth, the life, the way, the early, like as Christians early in back in the day, they were called followers of the way. He showed us the way. And then here's the clincher. He died in our place. Because God is holy and he can't be around sin. So think about this. God created us. We sinned. One sin, one lie, one act of evil. We are separated from a holy God. So now we are set for eternity separated from him. We're set for death. But God in his grace and his love and his mercy, he didn't want that. He wanted his creation to be back in right standing with him. And so you want to know? Muslims want to know why God came in the flesh. How could that even happen? He came because there was no other way. It was either he comes and he takes our place. He does for us what we could never do for ourselves, or it's the end of us. And he loved us enough to come and show us the way, give us the way, and then die in our place. And so, instead of eternal separation, he came, he took our place. I mean, think about that. That's God. That's the heart of God. You want to know him? Look at Jesus. People wonder what God looks like. I've never seen Jesus physically, but when I open up the Word of God and I read the Gospels, and I read about this Jesus who came and he walked this earth, and the way he did it, and the way he loved, and the way he served, and the way he showed us. And then to you think of just the beating and the cross that he carried for me, and the way he was crucified, and that is just the great exchange, man. He took my place. And for that, I will die for him. I will live the rest of my life for him, because he alone is worthy. He is worthy. That's Jesus. Go read about him and go see the character of God. He is God in the flesh. You want to see God? Go look at Jesus. You want to know his love for us? You want to know God's love, the Creator's love for you and me? Go look at the cross. Go look at the cross. So let me ask you this. Those who are believers on here, you get this. Those who are going to hear this and aren't believers, let me ask you this. What other proposal do you have of a God that's offering reconciliation to their sin, for their sin? What other God is offering that? No one. What other God is giving you a solution to your brokenness, to this vicious cycle that you're living in right now? Who else is giving you anything? Nobody. Nobody's giving you that. Jesus alone is giving you that. Who else is offering what I just said? That's right. I'm looking around. It's quiet. Dang crickets right now. That's what I hear. Crickets. Because ain't nobody got an answer. Because there is nothing else. And the only other options you have is people come up with this whole idea that, you got to list the rules. If you do this and you do that, maybe you'll be good. Maybe, just maybe, God will be happy. No. A real God is going to give you a way out. Fathers, if you're a father or you're a mother, think about the love you have for your child. Where do you think you get that from? You fathers out there, you do anything for your children, right? You die for your kids. I would die. I would take a bullet right now for my 2 children. Where do you think I got that nature? Where do you think I got that? Look, the day my kids came out of the womb, The day I held my first son, my second son, I can't explain the love I felt and the love that I feel now. If I lost my kids, put me in the grave. And to think that the Father would send his only son to die for you and me. That comes from God, man. That comes from a real God. He gave us a way out. He gave us a way out. And that way out, his name is Jesus. And I want to tell you, if you're hearing this, there is a reason you're hearing this. Maybe it's you believe in Jesus and you just are stagnant and you need to be reminded of who he is and what he's done for you and how much he loves you and how much he's pleading. He is calling out. He's got his hand out saying, come and give me your burdens, give me your sin, give me your life, and I will change it. For those who don't believe, I'm trying to help you to understand all these other ideas of God. They're just not real. It's not reality. Many say that my God is not logical. No, I just explained it for you. It's very logical. You just got to open your heart. And so my prayer right now would be, Lord, that you would open the eyes of the blind. Because what I just said, it's not going to open your eyes. What I just said is only going to cause you to wonder. And then maybe the Lord is going to open your eyes and you're going to see him.